girls with their nails done now.
Salut à toutes et à tous, c'est Thomas, j'espère que vous allez bien. Aujourd'hui on se retrouve pour le deuxième épisode sur Remains of Edith Finch. On venait de terminer la partie avec Molly, avec son rêve assez bizarre. Hein. Et on est parti pour ce deuxième épisode. J'ai baissé un peu le son, j'ai regardé un peu le premier épisode rapidement et c'était un petit peu fort malgré qu'on m'entend quand même. Mais bon, je préférais baisser. Du coup, on y va. Ce que j'avais cru comprendre.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here.
Donc ça on avait vu.
I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
Donc ouais, tout ça on avait vu. On peut pas aller par là. Donc j'imagine qu'il faut passer par la fenêtre. Alors, à condition de ne pas tomber, alors que ça soit aussi résistant.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Ah bah oui. Si t'appelles ton chaton Molly avec ta fille Molly aussi, il y a un problème.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
En le faisant sur une...
Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
Sur une tronche de bois, built en 1937. Avec Finch.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Je laisse pas tomber ma maison.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
Ah, donc il a transporté la maison de l'île jusqu'à l'île qu'on est actuellement. D'accord. Ah oui, c'était osé en 1937.
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Donc après il a tout reconstruit en s'aidant du plan qu'il avait en tête.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Ok, on a fait avec Odin et Ingeborg. Ok, bon on va pas s'arrêter là. Hein. Il y a déjà un épisode par personnage, mais là au bout de 4 minutes. Bon, ok, allez, hop, on referme le livre. Odin Finch. Il y a tellement de détails. Le dragon a tué Finch.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
90 ans. Ouais. On arrive dans la salle de bain.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Le Mont Rainier National Park.
It was a pretty big trace.
Ah, la trace au sol, ouais, sacrée trace. Petit crapaud, des lunettes. Ouais, ok. Attends, on a quoi? Vu que c'était des personnes âgées, ouais, normal, une chaise et tout. Et on a une clé pour le bouquin suivant et certainement pour le rêve suivant. Ah, si ça se base si ça se base à des rêves, le secret de la salle de bain.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look.
Donc faut aller chercher en dessous du lavabo.
It isn't in the cupboard.
Et ce n'était pas dans le placard.
It's hidden in this book.
C'est dans ce livre. Oh ouais, des passages secrets partout là. Oh ouais, dans les entrailles de la maison là.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
On est dans les combles. C'est ça, hein. Encore Milton. Alors, on est dans la chambre de Calvin. Là, je peux pas rentrer. Voilà, je fais juste ça pour les miniatures. Ok. Kevin qui rêvait d'être astronaute.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Ah, je suis désolé, mais moi à 17 ans, je rentre pas dans ce genre de pièce. Trop petit.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Ah, on va lancer une maison là-haut. À gauche. Ah, faut que je me balance. Ya.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't.
T'imagines vivre seul sur une île. Trouve le temps long. Et face à des paysages comme ça. Alors, je veux bien m'amuser à faire de la balançoire, mais qu'est-ce que je suis censé faire sur cette balançoire?
I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Ok, j'ai compris. C'est avec les deux joysticks.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
Oh
I
là.
told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Alvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up,
On va partir loin. Hein.
then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Donc Molly est morte parce qu'elle mangeait tout et n'importe quoi. Odin, lui, s'est fait écraser par son toit, si je me trompe pas. Et Calvin est décédé en voulant voler avec la balançoire. Il est parti dans les roches plus loin. Ok. Bon.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Il n'avait plus remis les pieds dans sa chambre. Encore un passage secret. Allez, ouvre-le. Ah. Ah ouais, non mais là ça va loin quand même, les passages secrets là.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd
Ah oui.
obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Hop, raccourci déverrouillé je suppose. Ok, on est dans la chambre de Barbara.
I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Ah oui, toute petite chambre.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Scène. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Ok, donc là je joue dans la BD, c'est cool. Oula. Et c'est la petite musique.
Rick's crutch and imagine the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Tiens, 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 prends ça. Il est où?
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Ok, bon, on rejoue la BD, c'est parti. C'est très très cool, hein. On joue une BD classique, l'objet qui tombe des escaliers. C'est là.
Walter, are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Not. She played her part beautifully. She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it.
Et je vais où comme ça? Que sans la fenêtre. Ah non, j'essaie de casser la fenêtre, ça n'a pas marché. Les souliers. Pas par là. Alors si tu pouvais descendre un peu plus vite. Hein. Je vais avoir des copyrights avec cette musique moi. Elle a disparu. C'est ça? Ouais. Le classique. Un gros point, un gros coup de béquille là-dedans.
From inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Ah bah oui. Super la BD, super. Excellent. Non, il n'y a pas plus gore.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Une fin heureuse, ouais, non. Pas du tout une fin heureuse, hein. Clairement pas. Faut que je repasse par là du coup. Et on va aller ouvrir cette boîte à musique.
I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Oh, la nuit est tombée. Je n'ai pas ouvert le...
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Ok, c'est scellé. Au moins on est sûr. Alors la boîte à musique elle est au rez-de-chaussée. Ok, ouais. La nuit est tombée. On retourne jusqu'à temps qu'elle casse. Allez, hop. Ok. t'arrêtes la musique? Tu t'arrêtes. Stop. Elle s'arrête pas. Bon. Ouais, c'est parti. Tu te calmes? Eh bien, on va s'arrêter là pour ce deuxième épisode, pardon, sur What Remains of Edith Finch. Épisode un peu plus court. On aura vu le... Hop là. Le passé de Barbara, de Calvin et de Odin. Donc, il nous reste encore quelques personnes. En tout cas, c'était plutôt sympa. On a joué dans une BD horrifique. Donc, si on suit sur la BD, bon, bah, c'est fait... découpé en morceaux, mangé par qui on sait pas. Ça reste à voir. En tout cas, cette île est mystérieuse et plein de secrets. J'espère que ça vous aura plu. On se retrouve à très vite pour la suite de cette aventure. Je vous souhaite une bonne soirée et à la prochaine. Ciao.